Netflix special. And then, of course, they have changed what they called it, because at first it was labeled under as a comedy. Now they calling it, I believe it's like more saying it's like a tear jerker, and which it is. And let's be clear, I'm not one of those people who didn't laugh. I laughed. There were certain parts of the joke I was laughing like shit. Like when he was doing the Donald Trump impressions, when he was doing the Cat Williams, like he did that. He smoked the Donald Trump joke. He smoked the Cat Williams joke. Of course, he did a Mike Tyson one, because that's his easy bag. But that Cat Williams and that Donald Trump, his impersonation of both of them was on point. I think for most people, because if you're going into it just as a comedy special, I understand why you'll be like, oh, I didn't like it. But if you kind of just went into it like, and maybe because even for me, I don't even think I've seen the old Jamie Foxx jump, but dog, that shit probably was like 25 years ago. Like my expectations for I'm not holding my comedy expectations for nobody from something that I seen them do 25 years ago. Like if Eddie Murphy sit here and said, hey, I'm going to do a stand-up jump tomorrow, I'm not holding Eddie Murphy to Raw or Delirious. Like, bro, that was 30-something years ago. I'm not going, it's no way in hell I'm going to think Eddie Murphy is supposed to be as raw or as delirious as he was 30 years ago. No, he wasn't. He wasn't as rich as he was then. So his jokes is going to be way edgier back then than they were right now. So I do think Jamie Foxx, it was more almost like it was damn near like a victory lap for himself, where he even reminded people. He played, of course, what's the jump with Slow Jams with him and Kanye, and then of course he played what's the jump with him and was T.I. or T-Pain, one of them. He played all of them. He reminded people, his body's a work of what he done, but he also at the same time was just reliving what happened. He was telling the story because people wanted to know what happened. Nobody never really knew what happened, so I appreciated what it was. But again, like I said, with all that being said, Jamie Foxx had a birthday over the weekend, and he was celebrating his birthday at Mr. Child's at a restaurant. And somebody threw some glass and literally threw a glass. I'm assuming it was probably like a cup. It was a glass cup. Threw a glass cup at him and hit him in the mouth, to the point where he had to get stitches. And that to me is just like, bro, you're rich. You are Jamie Foxx. How the hell are you getting into an argument with who, to the point where they throwing a glass at you at a restaurant on your birthday? Like that to me is crazy. Like I hope that ain't I hope it was a woman and not just some like you and some nigga was arguing like that, because that was kind of like, that to me seemed like something that a woman would do. That shit almost seemed like some Love and Hip Hop shit for real. Like you sit here talking about somebody threw a joint, and they probably was across the room or at least some distance, to the point where they threw it with that type of velocity and it hit you and really still had that type of steam. Like I'm sure it wasn't somebody right up on you at your, because they would have said a guest that was with him if they was that close. But it was still, to me, like, damn, who you getting into? Like, you Jamie Foxx. Like, you just dropped the Netflix special and it's your birthday. Like, and you old. Like, you old and you rich and you just literally dropped the Netflix special that everybody and their mother talking about. Like, who are you arguing with on your birthday? Like, that kind of seemed crazy to me. But I guess so
they saying it was an altercation, then that's when the cup got thrown, or they just saying it was an altercation going in the throat?
They was basically saying that he was in an altercation.
And then
somebody threw a glass at him.
Oh, man, that could have been a worker or any,
Nah, if it was a worker, I'm sure he would have been talking about a lawsuit in his joint and all.
But you don't know. You didn't see where it came from.
I mean, you ain't see where it came from, but ain't no way. I don't think you just about to let that. Nah, dog.
And you don't know where it came from. So that's what I'm saying. You just said it was an altercation and a glass got thrown. You, like you said, it can't be nobody at your party. So if you don't know where the glass could have just got thrown and broken and it hit you. It's not necessarily you got hit, like the glass hit you in the head. Right?
I don't know. That's a rough one, dog. For some glass that hit you real live in your mouth, dog.
Right. If you're in an altercation, you sitting there talking, somebody could just hit the glass. Somebody could just hit. Let's just say the waiter come past, you just hit it and the glass broke and then it hit you in your mouth.
No, let's be clear. That's what I'm saying. I think if it was an accident and it happened, I don't think nobody would report it.
So that's my thing. So did they actually see somebody throw the glass? That's what I'm saying. You just saying
it said somebody threw the head. When I Googled it yesterday, when I seen the jump before when I Googled
it said somebody threw
and somebody said they threw glass at Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
To me, that just sounded like he probably was getting into an argument with a woman.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said when you say, well, I hope it's nobody in your party or whatever the case. That's why I'm just thinking, all right, well, maybe, whatever the case may be, altercation broke out and, the shit broke and it got, it hit him.
Yeah, I'm sure realistically, I'm hoping that it was a woman. If somebody throwing some glass at you, I hope it was a woman, because it wasn't like that. Just don't sound like something that a man would do. Hopefully it was a woman. But while we talking about altercations and we talking about